Welcome to Part 7, Healing Through Forgiveness. I call for the courage and the freedom to be myself, to forgive myself, and to forgive all others. Please grab your journal and your pen and make sure that you have a glass or a bottle of water. And please forgive me of the snafu that happened earlier today. God's voice speaks to me throughout the day. In constant communication with God, my mind is listening to the voice of God that is calm, always at rest and wholly certain. Either God is in the mind with which I think, or the ego is in the mind with which I think. It is always so easier to blame someone else rather than accepting responsibility for your experiences. We create with our thoughts, beliefs, and expectations. We create by repeating the behavior patterns that feel uncomfortable and familiar, whether or not they are productive. We create a conscious thought choice, focus activity that moves us toward exactly what we want. I forgive myself for judging God. Today's forgiveness practice is about forgiving the judgments, anger, disappointment, hurts, and wounds that may be buried in your consciousness and are directed toward God. Although the thought of it may be frightening, if you are human, chances are there is something for which you are holding your Creator totally responsible and accountable. Start by considering all the experiences you may have judged as wrong, unfair, unkind, or unloving. Whether you are directly involved or not, God already knows. As always, today's practice is designed to neutralize what is going on within you in order to make a space for new and greater possibilities to unfold. If there is a part of you, be it large or small, that is terrified of the possibility of acknowledging this to yourself and to God, just consider this. What exactly is that you think God doesn't know about you? It is quite possible that because God already knows it, the deeper healing will come when you are ready to admit it to yourself. The Forgiveness Process Guidelines. Find a quiet place where you will not be disturbed for at least 30 to 60 minutes. Still your mind for at least 5 minutes or listen to the stillness meditation. Read the forgiveness prayer once silently and once aloud. Scan the emotional trigger list. Write out the 12 forgiveness statements for the today's topic on thinking, judging, and believing in your forgiveness journal. Perform the forgiveness tapping sequences. Process thoughts and feelings consciously through your forgiveness journal reflections. Listen to the gratitude meditation, complete the day's practice in a quiet reflection or with meditative music, and be sure to do something good for yourself today. At this time, please listen to the stillness meditation. A prayer of forgiveness. Please read silently and then aloud. Today we'll be reading it aloud together. Precious Lord of the universe of life, today I ask for and open myself to receive an outpouring of your mercy and grace. I ask that you open my mind so that I will know the truth. I ask that you open my heart so that I will experience the truth. I ask that you open my eyes so that I will see all the places within myself and within my life where I have been in doubt, denial, resistance, and avoidance of your presence. Because I know that you do not judge me, I ask you to allow me to feel, see, hear, think about, and know how I have dismissed, diminished, and judged you. Allow me to know and feel my connection to you. Help me to recognize my projections and to look within myself for all that I have cast onto you. Move me beyond any and all shame or blame at their deepest root, and cause so that I will know the joy of being in an intimate union with you. Teach me how to forgive you. Remind me that in your love and safety and freedom reside. I rest in thee, I let it be, and so it is. At this time, please scan your emotional trigger listings, write down the words that pop out in your journal, and let us begin. I forgive my mind for thinking God is. I forgive my mind for thinking God is not. I forgive my mind for thinking God did. I forgive my mind for thinking God did not. I forgive myself for believing God should. I forgive myself for believing God should not. I forgive myself for believing God has. I forgive myself for believing God has never. We will now begin the tapping process, tapping through the karate chop point, which you see right here, as well as tapping on the 10 meridians. And let us begin. The forgiveness tapping process is as follows. Identify the issue, rate the intensity level. We're going to go through the clearing, resistant, and reversal statement, the setup statement, the tapping sequence, and then you'll have an opportunity to recheck your intensity level. Review each of the 12 forgiveness statements out loud. This will help you identify the specific aspects of the issue that you want to tap on. Rate the intensity level of any unforgiveness you hold about the topic for today on a scale of 1 to 10 and write that number down. The clearing and resistance is to neutralize all subconscious resistance. Repeat a reversal statement 3 times while tapping continuously on the karate chop point. Let us begin. Start tapping. Even though there is a part of me that is resistant to forgiving my feelings, and no one can make me change my mind, I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. Keep tapping. Even though there is a part of me that is resistant to forgiving my feelings, and no one can make me change my mind, I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. Keep tapping. Even though there is a part of me that is resistant to forgiving my feelings, and no one can make me change my mind, I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. Stop tapping, shake out your hands, and take a sip of water. The setup statement is to focus on the issue that you'll be tapping on. Repeat a setup statement 3 times while tapping continuously on the karate chop point. Let's begin. Even though I have all this pent-up unforgiveness toward God, I have a right to be angry with my feelings. I refuse to release it because it's my anger, my resentments, my bitterness, which I feel are valid, but I still love myself and respect my feelings. Keep tapping. Even though I have all this pent-up unforgiveness toward God, I have the right to be angry with my feelings. I refuse to release it because it is my anger, my resentment, my bitterness, which I feel are valid, but I still love myself and respect my feelings. Keep tapping. Even though I have all this pent-up unforgiveness toward God, I have a right to be angry with my feelings. I refuse to release it because it is my anger, my resentments, my bitterness, which I feel are valid, but I still love and respect my feelings. Stop tapping, shake out your hands, drink water. Round 1. Tap on each of the meridian points out loud if you would like, but you can just listen to my voice. Let us begin. Eyebrow. I really angry. Side of eye. I feel really disgusted. Under eye. I feel really bitter about some of the things God has done and has not done. Under nose. I absolutely resent God. Chin. I feel really exhausted by God. Collarbone. I feel angry, bitter, resentful, and damaged. Underarm. I feel that God does not deserve any forgiveness. Liver. Even if God deserves to be forgiven, I won't allow it to happen. Wrist together. I understand that I am carrying around a mountain of unforgiveness towards God. Crown of head. I am so profoundly angry with God that I have no other choice. Keep tapping. Round 2. Eyebrow. I keep beating God up about the past. Side of eye. I'm not going to let God get away with the damage he has done to me. Under eye. What if forgiving God could eliminate the pain and hurt from my life? Under nose. What if I just open my heart to releasing a little bit of the rage towards God? Chin. What if I acknowledge that God did the best God could do? Collarbone. I don't believe that God did the best God could do in my life. Underarm. What if I choose to forgive God just as I would forgive anyone else? Liver. What if God did the best God knew how to do at the time? Wrist. What if forgiving God shows myself some compassion and takes me into a state of peace and freedom, joy and happiness? Crown of head. What if I forgive God and nothing happens? Nothing changes. Round 3. Eyebrow. Forgiving God does not mean I am not entitled to the way I feel. Side of eye. What if forgiving God opens my heart to more love, more joy, more everything that I want? Under eye. What if forgiving God is the path to what I really want? Under nose. What if forgiving God also means forgiving myself? Chin. It is a setup. I'm not going to forgive God. Collarbone. Well, I am willing to forgive God, and perhaps it will lead to forgiving my feelings. Underarm. In fact, just thinking about feeling better makes forgiving God worth it. Liver. Perhaps I can find some other reason to forgive God. Wrist together. I am at least willing to consider forgiving God. Crown of head. Better than that, I am choosing to forgive God if it is the best choice I can make for myself. Stop tapping, wring out your hands, relax. I want you to right now take a deep breath in through your nose, hold it, release the breath slowly and softly through your mouth, making the sound. Do it again. In through your nose, hold it, release it slowly. One more time. In through your nose, hold it, release it slowly by making the sound. And now please take a few sips of water. Recheck your intensity levels on holding unforgiveness about God. If the level is at an 8 or higher, repeat the entire 3-round tapping sequence by rewinding this video to the tapping process through the meridians. If the level is less than 8 but greater than 4, pull out your forgiveness statements that you wrote in your forgiveness journal and tap on the karate chop point using those statements. If your level is 4 or less, you could stop. But if you would like to continue in order to get it down to 0, tap on the karate chop point and say the following statement. Even though I still have some stubborn judgments about God, some resistance to letting them go, I am willing to let them go, and I love and accept myself unconditionally. Say it again, keep tapping. Even though I still have some stubborn judgments about God and some resistance to letting them go, I am willing to let them go and love and accept myself totally and unconditionally. Keep tapping. Even though I still have some stubborn judgments about God and some resistance to letting them go, I am willing to let them go, and I love and accept myself totally and unconditionally. Stop tapping, shake out your hands, take a sip of water. At this time, you can recheck your intensity level to see if you're still holding on to any unforgiveness about your feelings, and also see if you have gotten to a 0 level of intensity. Ashe. Right now, I want you to pull up your guided gratitude meditation so you can balance yourself out. And you can do that on your own time. I want to thank you for making a commitment to yourself today. This is very, very big of you to do this. Make sure that you breathe and drink plenty of water. You have moved a lot of energy today. A lot of energy. Next class will be live on Friday, July 14th at 7 p.m. Remember, what you put into this process is what you will get in return.